Angel Reese acted like a total and complete idiot, and it got called out for it.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's hard foul. Angel Reese gets the ball. Caitlin Clark goes over, does a hard foul, commits a hard foul on Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark flagrantly fouled Angel Reese.
This is a basketball play.
Demanding justice.
They're demanding all of those players leave. They're tagging the commissioner and demanding the Fever are punished. They're demanding Caitlin Clark be kicked out of the league.
What should have ended with a whistle and 2 free throws spiraled into one of the most toxic controversies the WNBA has seen in years. Angel Reese didn't just react, she erupted. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks. Now, she's not only calling out Caitlin Clark but demanding the league intervene with a suspension, even suggesting Clark be kicked out entirely.
Angel Reese went absolutely, utterly berserk on Caitlin Clark, and I knew there was going to be a bunch of fallout from that. We've got a little video showing Aaliyah Boston. She did not even realize she got a technical foul.
But it didn't stop there. What started as a routine basketball play has ignited into a racial firestorm, fan outrage, accusations of league favoritism, and a full-blown war of narratives. The league is in turmoil, and Angel Reese just added fuel to the blaze. This is no longer about a foul. It's about damage control, chaos, and the consequences that follow.
Fever fans are getting called in the question today. They're talking about there should be a boycott. That's what it really is, of the All-Star game over player safety.
Let's break down what really happened and why this moment could change everything. It began with a drive, a fast break, and a split-second decision. Angel Reese was heading to the rim for what looked like an easy 2 points when Caitlin Clark came sprinting in from behind, reaching out to commit a take foul. A routine, strategic play seen in every high-stakes game. But this time, it didn't feel like just another whistle, but routine. No shot to the face, no low blow, just a calculated, physical play. But the moment Reese hit the floor, everything changed. She didn't wait for the whistle to calm things down. She erupted. Angel Reese snapped.
It's unbelievable. This is another view right here of Angel just really dropping F-bombs. I think she says, you're effing crazy, something like that, blah, blah, blah. You crazy as F. What the F is wrong with you?
Aaliyah Boston steps in and stops Angel
Jersey from her shorts in a fit of rage. You're _ crazy, she shouted at Clark, her face consumed with fury. Teammates rushed to restrain her as the crowd fell into stunned silence. Referees quickly stepped in. Caitlin Clark was hit with a flagrant 1, and technical fouls were handed out to multiple players, including Aaliyah Boston.
Every black woman should be pissed off right now. No one even wants to talk about, I wonder how does Sid Colson and Breonna Turner and Kelsey Mitchell, AB, feel. That black woman is the one that's made out to be the villain. That black woman is the one that's being disrespected by your fans in your house. And you're a black woman and you got a shucking job for these bitches.
Aaliyah Boston had tried to shield Clark from the chaos, but the damage was done. The crowd erupted. The broadcast team sat in stunned silence, and what should have ended there only escalated. Instead of calming down, Reese kept coming. Her fury didn't fade. She charged again, shouting across the court as security and players scrambled to defuse the moment. This wasn't just a reaction, it was personal.
Angel Reese supporters are losing cabin pressure as we speak. It is ugly. Some of the most vile, hateful things I've ever seen are being said on Twitter.
There's no way Angel Reese can keep pretending she doesn't hate Caitlin Clark. This isn't basketball anymore. This is personal.
After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese in the aftermath, there's no way Angel Reese can continue to lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, not some basketball rivalry.
And it certainly looked that way. This wasn't just a burst of in-the-moment frustration. It ran deeper. Months of tension, media narratives, and a simmering rivalry had been building toward a breaking point. And in that moment, it finally exploded.
Like, they soft hedged every single screen rule. So like, if you watch this here, first play of the game, Caitlin comes off that Ariel Atkins, Caitlin hit
for an apology. She wasn't focused on the game anymore. She wanted consequences. She called for Caitlin Clark to be suspended, treating the foul not as a routine part of play, but as if it were an unforgivable act that crossed an unseen line.
this is an unfair narrative that's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark. People come out here and get spanked. They're just going to cry and throw their hands up about racism. It's like, no, this is not racism. This is basketball. This is one team busting another team's ass. This is a white player in Caitlin Clark who largely always says the right thing, who is largely inoffensive.
And the moment she took that stand publicly, the internet exploded. Hashtags trended, tweets flooded in demanding Clark be banned from the league, and fans started sanctions and official action. But amid all the outrage, the truth got lost.
Angel Reese supporters are losing cabin pressure as we speak. It is ugly. Some of the most vile, hateful things I've ever seen are being said on Twitter X. Indiana Fever fans were yelling racial slurs where there were television mics down by the court. I don't believe it. They would have gotten thrown out of the arena.
Caitlin Clark had done nothing more than what every top defender does to stop a basket. Tiff shifted from a physical play to a cultural flash punt, and the game was no longer being played on the court. What followed that hard foul was far more than just a heated moment after the whistle.
I have seen a lot of posts accusing Dave Portnoy of making that sound, and the thing is that he was sitting courtside. He stood up, and when Angel Reese missed the layup, he did yell something.
It ignited a full-blown cultural eruption, spiraling far beyond anything the WNBA had ever witnessed. As Angel Reese's fury spilled across the court, it swept into the stands and then flooded the internet like a tidal wave.
Basketball player, refs got it right.
She just said basketball player, refs got it right.
Within minutes, social media transformed the court into a battleground. Hashtags trended, think pieces dropped like missiles, and a war of words erupted between fans, analysts, and even celebrities. But this was no longer just about Caitlin Clark. It became a clash over identity, race, and power, with the narrative twisting quickly into something raw and ugly.
You got the flagrant, Aaliyah, you got a technical. What could have happened there?
If you got the tech? I know.
Wait, what?
I got the tech?
I did not.
Oh, no.
Let's not make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching.
Supporters of Angel Reese argued she was being unfairly targeted, that the backlash against her outburst wasn't about sportsmanship, but an attempt to silence a strong black woman. Accusations flooded Twitter and Instagram, with some even claiming racially charged animal noises were played in the arena when Reese stepped to the free throw line. That claim was later debunked, revealed to be a sound effect from a viral meme commonly used at Pacers games.
This is a common foul. It's already a gift. Angel didn't try to swing at Caitlin. Wait, how do you call a T on Caitlin for walking away? How do you call a double T on Angel and Aaliyah? Sure.
The allegation alone was enough to ignite a massive firestorm. People demanded answers. Dave Portnoy, sitting courtside, was falsely accused of being behind the noise. One post calling for a lifetime ban of Portnoy and a fever to lose home games or even be kicked out of the league entirely. Yes, kicked out, all over foul. Yet, buried beneath all the outrage was one striking truth. Caitlin Clark didn't fight back. She walked away.
They soft hedged every single screen rule. So if you watch this here, first play of the game, Caitlin comes off that aerial Atkins, Caitlin hits it.
While Reese unleashed chaos on the court, Caitlin stayed silent, letting her game do the talking and the officials handle the calls. But the internet wasn't interested in facts. It wanted villains. Even without video evidence or audio proof of wrongdoing, Clark became the focus of some of the most vicious online abuse ever seen in women's sports history.
If you've looked at Twitter, there are posts with 15,000-20,000 likes claiming that the Indiana Fever played the noises of a specific animal while Angel Reese was shooting free throws.
Worse yet, anyone who defended Clark was branded racist. Commentators, coaches, even neutral fans. Some YouTubers faced death threats, and one had his terminally ill wife mocked and attacked, all because he said Angel Reese's reaction was over the top.
It has to be an issue because Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky got their asses handed by the Indiana Fever.
And it didn't stop with the fans. Other WNBA players, including Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, and Dana Borna, were pulled into the crossfire simply for being linked to the Indiana Fever. Some were branded traitors for staying silent, while others were labeled sellouts for defending Clark. Skin color was weaponized, and every silence was twisted into a betrayal.
There was no need for Angel Reese to jump up and try chase down Caitlin Clark after a relatively hard foul.
Every defense was twisted into hate. What began as a routine take foul had morphed into something unrecognizable, a political flash punt, a racial reckoning, a league-wide storm where facts didn't matter and emotions ruled all. At the heart of it were two women, worlds apart, and a league suddenly exposed as completely unprepared to manage the chaos it had helped unleash.
Caitlin Clark met the criteria for flagrant 1 for the wind-up, impact and follow-through and the extension of the left hand to Reese's back, which is deemed to be not a legitimate basketball play, therefore deemed necessary contact after the foul. There's a physical taunt, technical on Boston, and verbal technical on Reese, which offset. Okay.
This wasn't just about a game anymore, it was about controlling the narrative. Whether Caitlin Clark wanted it or not, she'd been cast as the villain in someone else's story. When Clark gets criticized, she's told to toughen up. But when she makes a routine take foul, suddenly she's the bad guy. That's the double standard. Angel Reese has built her brand on being loud, fiery, and unapologetic, and she's been praised for it. Yet when the backlash hits, she shifts into the victim role. Meanwhile, Clark, who stays composed and focused, is labeled dirty and privileged for doing the exact same things others are applauded for.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
The message is clear. One player's passion becomes another's punishment, depending entirely on who's watching. If the league continues to play favorites, it won't just destroy rivalries, it will tear the game itself apart. What began as a simple foul has now exposed every fault line in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple-double in a season opener in WNBA history.
Caitlin Clark, a triple-double. 20 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. Angel Reese, 17 boards, 12 points in a losing effort. Gets a double-double, they're gonna lose the game. She shot 35% from the field.
Caitlin Clark now has the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history because she is that damn good.
Angel Reese didn't just react. She demanded punishment. Caitlin Clark didn't respond. She let her silence speak volumes.
Like Caitlin Clark spoke about rivalries. Let's play this.
You guys love it, that's for sure.
It's rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, you guys love it, that's for sure. But I told Michael this yesterday. I was like, rivalry is great for sport. Like, I understand that. I grew up loving rivalries. Like, I grew up in Iowa State. That's like a pro matchup in the state of Iowa. Like, I understand that. Or whether it was my high school team, like, I still hate a rival high school, Valley High School. Sorry, I'm sure there's a lot of people from Valley High School that love me and support me now. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys, but I wasn't your biggest fan. I didn't like the Tigers growing up, so my parents, my grandfather was the football coach growing up, and Valley was our biggest rival. It was the biggest class in Iowa, and I was taught to, growing up, if we were driving by the high school, to hold my breath because I couldn't breathe that air. Like, I know it's kind of funny, but like, rivalry is always a big thing. So I think it's more than anything, like, as a player, you approach the game the same every single time, or you should. That's how you should approach every single game. You prepare the same way. You come ready to play, whether it's the team that's last in the league or the team that's first in the league. It doesn't matter. I think for the fans, it's great. They love it. And I mean, Chicago is the closest team to us. You know, we bus there usually, so I get it geographically. But I think for our team and our group, it's, you know, we prepare the same way every single game. But I expect today to be an awesome game.
But now, the league stands at a crossroads. This isn't just about two players. It's about fairness, consistency, and respect for the game. Right now, the rules aren't just being broken, they are being rewritten. Fans are divided, narratives are twisted, and the truth is getting lost in the noise. If the league wants to grow, it can't keep choosing chaos over clarity or outrage over objectivity. The question isn't who fouled who, it's whether the WNBA will stand up for its players or for its headlines. Because if it's the latter, then the game itself is the one truly under attack.
You know, for whatever reason, they decide to get themselves involved, whether it is actually malintent or maybe they just want to get themselves in the headline. A lot of players got the spotlight this season because of Caitlin Clark. Not to mention just overall, Caitlin Clark brought millions, literally, more eyeballs to the league this season.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlin Clark effect.
The best player in America, the best shooter in America. Watch her play. She plays at a high level.
She's going to break records nonstop for the next couple years.
She's the only one capable of
taking nothing and making it something. The WNBA was nothing before Caitlin Clark.
Dave Portnoy won $350,000. He placed a $25,000 bet on a Caitlin Clark triple-double right before tip-off, and he won $350,000.
Dave Portnoy actually posted a $25,000 bet that he had placed that Caitlin Clark would record a triple-double, undying faith in Caitlin Clark's talents. And what do you know? He is a whole $350,000 richer. And this is what he said.
All right, heading back to the airport. Just went to game one. Caitlin Clark show. Triple-double, 20-10-10. Fever win by 40. I win $400K because I had 13-1. I told you it was Caitlin's season. The Fever of the team to beat. And then obviously Angel Reese, who actually played okay and looked like she improved her game, made a mockery of her existence. She got fouled, totally common foul by Caitlin Clark, going for a layup, falls down and then attacks her basically and makes it just a joke out of her existence and why everybody hates Angel Reese. And shame on the WNBA upgrading this to a flagrant foul. That's a flagrant foul. It was the most common routine foul of all time. End of the story. It's a win-win-win. Fever looked great. Caitlin Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode, back in the winning. Yesterday was tough with the Celtics, but we're back, baby, and it all starts with who? CC 22, Caitlin Clark.